Hello and welcome to our Members Choice live stream from otrgold.com. I'm your host, Austin Bach. Thank you for being here. Let's go full screen. I don't have chat, guys. We're going to use this other, I'm going to try this setup for tonight right now. Tell me what you think of it. Life with Roscoe is shocked that I started early. Yes, yes. I'm sitting here in front of my computer prepping for this one. This is going to be an interesting episode. Let's see here. Wow, early. And then shout out to Nell. If you if this is your first stream, say hi in chat. So we do this once a month on the third Wednesday of every month. And before the stream, I put out a note for channel members saying what should we listen to? Get some recommendations. We've done some that Nell has picked, Life with Roscoe's picked. Today's suggestion comes from Paul. He suggested he suggested the Garden of Eden skit from the Chase and Sanborn Hour, or the Edward Bergen and Charlie McCarthy show. And since we'd already done the other one, since we'd already done a Life with Roscoe pick, I said, sure, let's do it. Not knowing anything about it. And then I announced it on the Dragnet stream this morning. People were like, oh, okay, we're doing that one. And I was surprised by like, what, tell me more about this. People said it was banned off radio for decades, and then it was kind of controversial at the time. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll go listen to this thing before. So I did earlier today, and I kind of went down this rabbit hole too that I want to share with you. Kind of catch you. I mean, I think everybody here, the people that are here, probably already know this story, but for people that are watching this later, I want to just set the table and give you some context. So let me share my screen. And let me move this over here. Okay, I'm going to tell you the whole thing I went down. And then also I finally looked up some terms, because as many of, if you're a longtime viewer of this thing, I've shared many times, I am a fan of old time radio, but by no means am I a historian. There's plenty, actually the vast majority of old time radio programs I've never listened to. I just grew up listening to a set of cassettes on Dragnet and the Green Hornet, and and of those programs, it was just like, 5 to 10 kind of the top programs and the highest quality of recordings they could find. So very small, limited subset, but that was enough to get me hooked. I loved it. And then kind of started this channel as an attempt to make these files that were freely available all over the internet, make them easier to find and have better curation on kind of these newer platforms that were emerging. So 7 years ago, I started on YouTube, and then about 5 or 6 years ago, created podcast versions of many of the same things. And I have thousands of videos and thousands of podcasts out, but I have only consumed a small fraction of that stuff. Gunsmoke, Dragnet, again, the stories that I grew up listening to. So, I had no idea who Mae West is. I hadn't heard the Charlie McCarthy show. On doing research, I recognized the ventriloquist dummy, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. So here we go. Because I'm not going to jump into the thing right away. We will listen to the sketch, but it's relatively short. So I'm going to give you some history, and we'll pad out the roughly about 30 minutes. Okay, so let me share. I'm going to go here. I'm going to first share this. So some background. So today's episode, as it says in the comments, is from the Charlie McCarthy, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy show. So I always like to go and look up let me pull this over here real quick so I can see how I've got the right thing. Is this visible to everybody? Maybe not. Let me zoom in. Okay. Hopefully you can read this. Okay, we'll do this. That looks pretty good. No, wait, let me fix it. Sorry, everybody. You can see me. Mae West and Charlie McCarthy's an odd combination. Yeah, I can laugh at that now, but we'll get to that in a second. So first, let's go to Edgar Bergen, and you're following now in my footsteps of, like, you're retracing my research after the stream this morning. Okay, so Edgar Bergen was an American ventriloquist, comedian, actor, vaudevillian, and radio performer. He's best known for his character as Charlie McCarthy, which is this monocle-wearing ventriloquist who's, portrayed as kind of a wisecracking kid. He's dressed like an adult character, but he's intended to be a kid. Um, Best known for his characters Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snurd. Bergen pioneered modern-day ventriloquism and has been described by uh, a puppetry organization as the quintessential ventriloquist of the 20th century. Now, so let's scroll down here to this other thing. His first performance for his first performances were in vaudeville, at which point he legally changed his last name to the easier to pronounce Bergen because he was born Bergren. So, note for those that did. He worked in one reel movie shorts, but his real success was on the radio. He and Charlie were seen at a New York party, um, and then were recommended by some people. I don't know who these people are, who recommended them for an engagement at the famous Rainbow Room. It was there that two producers saw Bergen and Charlie perform. They then recommended them for a guest appearance on Rudy Valet Valise. Again, I don't know this person. I'm gonna get a ton of comments, I'm sure. They're thinking, "What the heck? This guy doesn't know anything, doesn't know how to pronounce any of these people." Uh, Guest appeared on that program. Their initial appearance in 1936, so today's episode is, I think, a year later. The initial appearance was so successful that the following year they were given regular cast roles as part of the Chase and Sanborn Hour, which is what we're gonna listen to tonight. Under various sponsors, they were in on the air from May 9th, 1937 to July 1st, 1956. This I thought was interesting. The popularity of a ventriloquist on radio when no one could see neither the dummies nor his skill surprised and puzzled many critics then and now. Yeah, no kidding. It's like I'm the world's greatest sleight of hand magician, but you will only hear me shuffling cards. Like it's kind of crazy that it carried over, but I think it just speaks to how real he portrayed this character. Um, Even knowing that Bergen provided the voice, listeners perceived Charlie as a genuine person. Cool. Bergen's skill as an entertainer, and I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm going to read you the snippets that are relevant. Bergen's skill as an entertainer, especially his characterization of Charlie, carried the show. Bergen's success was, oh, sorry, let me just go down here. For the radio program, he developed other characters, notably the slow-witted Mortimer Snurd and the man-hungry Effie Clinker. The star remained Charlie, who was always presented as a highly precocious child, albeit in a top hat, cape, and monocle. A debonair, girl-crazy child about town. As a child, and a wooden one at that, Charlie could get away with double entendres, which were otherwise impossible under broadcast standards of the time. So they give several examples, or they give two examples here, which I'm not going to read. One of these is part of the thing tonight. Actually, no. So let me think. So we're listening to one of two skits from this 1937 episode. This one is from the second of it. It's the not Garden of Eden one, but that's available online at the Old Time Radio Researchers. But yeah, there's definitely some crazy double entendres here uh, is, that feel out of place with this child character. And then I also didn't know Mae West. I think Roscoe, you had recommended we watch, or somebody had recommended we watch Go West, Young Man. And I don't think that was available on YouTube, or I couldn't get it up on YouTube. So we haven't, but I realized now in doing a little bit of a dive on Mae West that she's there. And now I realize Go West, Young Man might be a play on her last name as well. But she was a very popular and controversial kind of lightning rod character there. Um, so that's the background on that one. Also, I clicked on these because you see vaudeville all the time, and whenever I see a term or I use it, I really want to know like the actual definition instead of just in context, because I always associated vaudeville with like ventriloquism type stuff. Like I didn't really know like what the clear definition is. So for those of you like me, that basically in short, it's just a variety show. It's the French word for variety show. So the Chase and Sanborn Hour. Oops, hang on. Let me share this tab. I clicked over into something else, but you guys weren't following me. Okay, so vaudeville, bam, clicked on that one. French word for a variety show. Was originally a comedy without psychological or moral intentions, um, but got popular in America, um, as a series of separate, unrelated acts grouped together on a common bill. So that's what the Chase and Sanborn Hour was. It was a vaudeville show. We have what we're gonna listen to today is actually preceded with a song that you're gonna hear because they say that they're leading in with a song from the movie that Mae West was promoting at the time that she appeared on the show. So listen to that before the sketch starts. But then the other word that I finally, like, actually looked up now was, burlesque, because I always thought, and one of the connotations is like, a burlesque club is like striptease or something. That's always and the word burlesque in my mind was always synonymous with like a, you know, striptease club. So when I'd see it like, "Oh, he was a burlesque performer," I'm thinking, "What?" On certain people, like, "Really? That's crazy." Well, it's much it's much broader than, just burlesque. So let me go back here. Where did burlesque come up? Hang on, it was somewhere. Try and find it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I got to burlesque from, vaudeville, but I did, okay? There's a game. Let me go back full screen, I'll tell you this. So there's a game that's fun to play, and maybe, we'll play it on a different stream. It's called the Wikipedia game, and you each start with you think of a topic, and you go to that Wikipedia page, and then on the count of 3, you tell the other person the page you're on. So, like, let's say I pulled up, um I was on Mae West's, uh, Wikipedia page, and somebody else pulls up string theory on their page. Then on the count of and I wouldn't know what they pulled up. On the count of 3, I would say Mae West, and they'd say string theory, and then we would have to get to that other page only clicking hyperlinks. So, you'd have to think, "What string theory?" And normally what happens is you have to find, like, the more general term, you just keep going up either by geography or something else, like, if there's some in this, you'd have to, like, go broad for entertainment, go down into this other celebrity's profile that then you to some scientific topic and then go from there. It's quite fun if you haven't done it. It's always surprising how few steps you need, how few, like, pages you need to jump between to get to the other one, and, like, would seem, not at all connected, are actually quite easy to navigate between. So give it a shot. It's like the internet's version of the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. But that's it. So somehow I was on vaudeville and then they were saying, there's a thing, etymology. Where is it? I'm gonna try and find it. Anyway, something it was talking about burlesque, and I was thinking, well, why does this word keep coming up in places I wouldn't expect it, given my understanding of burlesque as like striptease? Um, Turns out burlesque is much broader than that, as I already said. It's a literary, dramatic, or musical work intended to cause laughter by caricaturing the manner or spirit of serious works, or by ludicrous treatment of their subjects. And then a later use of the term, particularly in the United States, refers to performances in a uh, variety show format. These were popular in the 1860s to the 1940s, the era that we're in right now, often in cabarets and clubs, as well as theaters, and featured body comedy and female striptease. So that's kind of where the term kind of morphed into what I always assumed it was until then. But wasn't always the case. So when you see someone was a burlesque performer, it doesn't necessarily mean they were in a striptease act. Okay. You're like, "What the heck is going on tonight? This is very different than our normal streams." And you're right. But one more thing, and then we're gonna dive into this. Hopefully, you're finding this interesting because I did. Um, oh, people say I'm buffering. I'm checking. My internet looks pretty good, so hopefully we're all good again. Okay, so the next thing, let me share my screen one more time. So now we get to Mae West, and uh, it gives her bio. She was an American actress, singer, comedian, screenwriter, and playwright whose career spanned 7 decades. Recognized as a prominent symbol of her time, she was known for portraying sexually confident characters and for her use of double entendres, often delivering her lines in a distinctive contralto voice. Um, but if you go to here, look at this on her page. Radio and censorships. That's the one I jumped down to. On December 12th, 1937, which is what we're listening to today. Oh, hey, sorry, guys. User error. I did not jump to this. I didn't change my screen to see. So this is what I just read you. This very first part right here. Again, retracing my steps after being like everybody else seemed to understand what was happening with Mae West in this episode, and I was clueless. So then I started going down the rabbit hole. So this is my Wikipedia history. So I read you this one, but then what I wanted to show you is you click here. There's a whole section under her career for radio and censorship. So click this, and this on December 12th, 1937, which is when the episode that we're going to be listening to tonight was broadcast. West appeared in 2 separate sketches on ventriloquist Edgar Bergen's radio show, The Chase and Sanborn Hour. Appearing as herself, these are actually flipped. The first one in the first sketch is actually the Adam and Eve one that we're going to listen to. The second one is this one where she plays herself. Appearing as herself, she flirted with Charlie McCarthy, Bergen's dummy, using her usual brand of wit and risque sexual references. She says, hang on. After another controversial sketch aired the same night on NBC, written by Arch Obler, who's written a ton of stuff for radio, most famous, I think, for the Lights Out horror series. And they portrayed Adam and Eve. So I'm not going to spoil that one for you. That's the one we're going to listen to tonight. But days after the broadcast, the studio received letters calling the show immoral and obscene. Several conservative women's clubs and religious groups admonished the show's sponsor, Chase and Sanborn Coffee Company, for prostituting their services for allowing impurity to invade the air. Under pressure, the Federal Communications Commission later deemed the broadcast vulgar and indecent and far below even the minimum standard which should control in the selection and production of broadcast programs. Some debate existed regarding the reaction to the skit. Jump to this real quick. Many groups, the conservative religious groups, took exception to her outspoken use of sexuality and sexual imagery, which she had employed in her career since at least pre-code films of the early 1930s and for decades before on Broadway, which was now being broadcast into American living rooms on popular family-friendly radio program. NBC Radio banned West and the mention of her name from their stations following the backlash. She did not return to radio until January 1950. So for, 13 years, she was off radio. 1950, she came back on an episode of the Chesterfield Supper Club. Interestingly, though, her co-star in tonight's Adam and Eve skit, I don't know how to say his last name, Don Amici. Someone correct me. Interestingly, while she was banned for 13 years, even the mention of her name, his career did not suffer any serious repercussions. However, as he was playing the straight character, he's playing Adam in this one. West subsequently continued to perform in venues such as Lou Walters, the Latin Quarter, Broadway, and London. So anyway, that was the path that I went down, and I've hopefully set the context for anybody like me that had no idea what we were getting into tonight. When I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good," and thank you, Nell, for saying Amici. Amici. Okay, so with no further ado, we will listen to a section of um the Chase and Sanborn Hour. We'll get the little preamble to the sketch and then the Adam and Eve um skit. Here we go. Come on. Okay, gonna flip this around. Let's go.
Old adage that coming events cast their shadows before them. But we consider it a real event when Mae West makes one of her rare appearances on the air, so by way of upholding a good old superstition, Dorothy Lamour does a little shadow casting for us with a title song from Miss West's new Major Studios picture, Every Day's a Holiday.
There are 4th of Julys in both of your eyes and an Easter Sunday too. 'Cause every day is a holiday since the day that I found you. Each heaven on earth day feels like a birthday, a May Day rendezvous. 'Cause every day is a holiday since the day that I found you. They ought to hang the flags out, they ought to close the bank. And though it's not November, still I feel like giving thanks. You're a Happy New Year, a movie premiere, you're a Christmas present too. 'Cause every day is a holiday since the day that I found you. There are 4th of Julys in both of your eyes and an Easter Sunday too. 'Cause every day is a holiday since the day that I found you. Each heaven on earth day feels like a birthday, a May Day rendezvous. 'Cause every day is a holiday since the day that I found you. They ought to hang the flags out, they ought to close the bank. And though it's not November, still I feel like giving thanks. You're a Happy New Year, a movie premiere, you're a Christmas present too. 'Cause every day is a holiday since the day that I found you. Since the day that I found you.
And with that nice bit of foreshadowing by Dorothy Lamour, we come to the event itself, which is the presence of Mae West in our company tonight. Miss West has carved such a sizable niche for herself in the Hall of Fame with her unique characterizations that not only is her name known in every home up and down the country, but the phrases and expressions which she has originated have almost become a part of the American language. For us, she forsakes the picture hats and sweeping dresses of the gay 90s, which you find so becoming in her new picture, and turns back time to step into the Garden of Eden and into the character of the most fascinating woman of them all, Eve. Wendell, will you set the scene for us?
Well, of course, we find Adam and Eve in the famous Garden of Eden. And this light-hearted travesty about what might have taken place in those days when the world was young was written for us by Arch Oboler, one of radio's better-known writers. Under a spreading fig tree rests one Mr. Adam, sprawled out lazily in the hot sun. Eve, obviously, is bored beyond endurance as they play a game of cards with a deck of fig leaves.
Listen, tall, tan, and tired. It's time I told you a thing or two. Ever since creation, I've done nothing but playing double solitaire. It's disgusting. It's got me down.
Well, we've got a nice place here.
That's the trouble. It's too nice.
Well, I'm not complaining.
But I want something to happen. A little excitement, a little adventure. A girl's got to have a little fun once in a while. There's no future under a fig tree.
Oh. Now, come on, woman. Be like me. Why don't you relax and just take it easy?
Because I'm a lady of big ideas.
Yeah, what kind of ideas?
Oh. You've no idea. Listen, Adam, I've got to get a chance to expand my personality.
Well, go on, expand.
I will, out there.
Out there? You mean outside the gates of the Garden of Eden?
Now you're talking.
Oh, but who knows what's out there?
I'd find out.
Oh, no, we can't go. We've still got a lease on this place.
You mean... You mean to tell me a lease is the thing that's holding me back from developing my personality?
Well, a lease is a lease. Anyway, we've got a nice place here. Temperature perfect, sun always shining, nothing but a heavy dew once in a while.
What are you, the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, go away and let me sleep, will you?
Listen, Adam. I tell you got to get me out of this place. You got to break the lease.
Yeah, but what for? This is Eden. Everything is peaceful and quiet and safe.
That's the trouble. It's too safe. I tell you, it's disgusting.
Well, what are you talking about?
Adam, you don't know a thing about women.
Oh, you apparently forget you were originally one of my own ribs.
Yeah, a rib once, and now I'm beefing.
Me, I know everything about women.
That's covering a lot of territory. Listen, long, lazy, and lukewarm. You think I want to stay in this place all my life?
I do, and I tell you, you're one of my ribs.
Yeah, but one of your floating ribs. A couple of months of peace and security and a woman's board all the way down to the bottom of a marriage certificate.
Well, then what do you want, trouble?
Trouble. Listen, if trouble means something that makes you catch your breath, if trouble means something that makes your blood run through your veins like salsa water, Adam, my man, give me trouble.
Oh, Eve, you don't want trouble.
Now, tell me the low-down truth. Ain't there any way you can break our lease?
Well, yes, there is. But I won't tell you.
No?
No, this is paradise. Free light, free heat, free meals. What else could a man want? Answer me that.
I got a couple of good ideas if you'll tell me how to break the lease.
No, I won't do it.
Oh, Adam.
What?
Come on over here.
What for, to hold hands?
Oh, that old game? Can't you think of something new? You know nothing about nothing.
Oh, yes, I do. I know more than you do, woman.
Oh, what, for instance?
I know all about the tree.
What tree, man? What tree?
That apple tree in the middle of the garden. The lease says that if we eat any of its fruit, we get thrown out of here.
Oh, now is that a fact?
Sure, that's why there's a fence around it. I tell you, one bite of those apples and we get a dispossess.
How fascinating. Adam, you can hold my hand now.
No, I got a better idea.
Oh, yeah? I'm listening. I'm waiting. What are you going to do now?
I think I'll go fishing.
Oh. How disgusting.
Now, wait a minute. You can't talk to me that way. Do you realize I'm man number one?
Yeah, but I your number one man.
Well, I'll see you around supper time. I'll be back.
So that's the trouble. So it's a tree over there. Hello, tree. How would you like to do a little lease breaking for a woman with ideas, Not room enough to squeeze through those slats for a woman of my personality. Now, if I only knew someone skinny enough.
Salutations,
Oh,
Mrs. Eve.
if it isn't Mr. Snake. Hello, long, dark, and slinky.
Mrs. Eve, why are you standing by that tree?
Stop wiggling and I'll tell you. Listen, I know you don't approve, but I've got a little proposition to make.
I certainly refuse to listen. What is it?
Do you think with the proper provocation you could squeeze through that fence around the tree?
That's the forbidden tree.
Oh, don't be technical. Answer me this, my palpitating python. Would you like to have this whole paradise to yourself?
Certainly.
Okay, then pick me a handful of fruit. Adam and I'll eat it. And the Garden of Eden is all yours. What do you say?
Sounds all right. But it's forbidden fruit.
Listen, what are you, my friend in the grass or a snake in the grass?
But forbidden fruit.
Are you a snake or are you a mouse?
I'll do it.
Now you're talking. Here, right in between those pickets.
I'm stuck.
Oh, shake your hips. There, now you're through.
I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, but you're doing all right. Now get me a big one. I feel like doing a big apple.
Here you are, Mrs. Eve.
Ah, I see. Nice going, swivel hips.
Wait a minute. It won't work. Adam will never eat that forbidden apple.
Oh, yes, he will, when I'm through with it.
Nonsense, he won't.
He will if I feed it to him like women are going to feed men for the rest of time.
What's that?
Applesauce.
Eve? Where are you, Eve?
Waiting, my love. Just waiting.
Oh. Hello, Eve. What have you been doing?
Me? Oh, I've just been making a little history.
Huh?
The first woman to make a monkey out of a snake.
Say, how about supper? And don't tell me we got fig stew again.
Oh, no. Something new, so help me. Something new. Here, have a bite of this.
Whoa, what is it?
A new kind of sauce. It's good for you.
Are you sure?
Just to prove it's pure, 100% proof, I'll have a demi-tasse of it myself. All right, I'll...
Oh, well...
No, wait. Before you eat, answer me this. Are you going to take me out of this dismal dump and give me a chance to develop my personality?
Oh, Eve, are you going to start that over again?
No, I'm going to end it. Eat your sauce, big boy, and hold your hat if you got one.
Oh, say, this is darn good sauce. Where did you find it? Oh, my head. What happened to me?
We've been dispossessed.
Yeah, but why?
Forbidden apple sauce.
Oh, Eve, what have you done?
I've just made a little more history, that's all. I'm the first woman to have her own way, and a snake will take the rap for it.
But, Eve, we've lost the Garden of Eden. We're just... Eve, it's as if I see you for the first time. You're beautiful.
And you fascinate me.
Your eyes.
Oh, tell me more.
Your lips. Come closer. I want to hold you closer. I want to...
You want to what?
Eve, what was that?
That was the original kiss.
Thank you, Mae West, for that most illuminating glimpse of the lady who was responsible for so much history. The Chase and Sanborn Hour with Nelson Eddy, Mae West, Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, Dorothy Lamour, the Stroud Twins, and Robert Armbruster will continue in just a moment.
All right, so that was the one of two controversial sketches that appeared on the same episode of the Chase and Sanborn Hour that led to her getting banned from radio, even the mention of her name, for the next 13 years. If you're interested in the rest of the show, the full hour, it's a full hour long thing. There's another 2 comedy sketches and I think 2 more songs. There's a link to it. Well, actually, I can't link to it directly for some reason. Or maybe this will work. No. Copy link. Okay. You can link to it here. And the second one, begin the second sketch starts at the 44-minute mark. But we have concluded. We listened to the one that he did. I was looking at some episodes of I Was a Communist for the FBI to see if we could do a double feature, but that one's like another full length thing that would push us past what I'm available for. So it's a little bit shorter than normal. I tried to pad that out with some of the history that I was learning earlier today. So hopefully you found tonight's Members Choice live stream enjoyable. If you are watching this later and would like to support the channel, please consider becoming a channel member. The people we have here are excellent. This used to be members only stream, and the channel members said, nah, let's open it up to everybody. And at the request, we made it members choice. So, what they requested that it be open to everybody. So it's now not only a member, it's not a members only stream, it's members choice stream. So, let's see here. Looks like there's some conversation going on. Somebody met someone famous. What happened here? Actually, I'll chase this one down and then we'll end on this. But who is this person? Let me see. Oh, Dorothy Lamore or Dottie Lamore. Met her many years ago at work, and she insisted I call her Dottie. Okay, let me check this out. Let's pull this up. We're gonna do more Wikipedia surfing together. I'm going to search Dottie Lamore. Was she the one singing at the beginning? Dorothy Lamore. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Oh, it jumped over. Okay, here we go. Dorothy Lamore was an American actress and singer. She is best remembered for having appeared in the Road to movies. It's a series of 7 comedy films starring Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, and Dorothy Lamore. I haven't seen those. Okay. So 7B, was she the one singing at the very beginning? I didn't catch it. If they dropped her name. Oh, okay. Nell says yes. That's great. I'm a kid. It's true. I'm telling you, I'm trying to appropriately manage expectations, but I'm like, guys, I like this stuff. I'm not an expert. The book that I have nearby is Old Time Radio, the John Dunning's book, and I pull that out sometimes. But one of the reasons I love tuning in and listening to this stuff with all of you is because you share all these factoids, and then I learn. I know who Peggy Weber is because of you, and because of you, collectively, like I'm like, well, heck, she's still alive. I'm told. Let's look her up. Oh, look, here's a phone number. Let me give a call. Oh, she answered the phone, and then we had this interview. It was just like all these things. I'm a very curious person, so when I don't know something, I'll go and look it up. But there are lots of gaps in my OTR knowledge, and you're helping me fill them all, or as many as you can. I know you have a wealth of knowledge that I don't have in this area. Life with Roscoe, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. I'm on. Let me go to the channel so I can give you the proper heart on this because I was just doing it through a little streaming software and it's not letting me. It doesn't let me do it directly. Okay, hang on. Let's go here. There we go. Reply. Thank you so much. Okay. So with that, okay, let's go to 7B and AZ. I'll end on this one. I grew up pre-internet and pre-cable, so old movies were on TV a lot. Yeah, I get that. Some of those channels that it's like that's the cheapest content to license, and so you can just play the Dick Van Dyke Show like over and over and over again on TV Land channel. I saw a bit of that, but I think the internet became like kind of a mainstream thing probably when I was like 8 or 9, I think is when my parents got Juno was the first one. think AOL at the time you had to pay for, and there wasn't any way that my frugal parents were paying for internet, you know? They had lived their entire lives without internet. They didn't need to pay for some service that was, whatever. So we didn't jump on that bandwagon right away. We didn't get AOL, but as soon as these internet service providers found a way to give it out for free, and I don't really know how they made money because with a Juno account you could get on for free, and then we had Net Zero for a bit. Um, that's when I first got on the internet. First thing I did on the internet was set up a Hotmail email address because that was the rage then. So then I had an email address. But none of my other 9-year-old friends were emailing each other, so that was just kind of it. It's like, "Hey, guys, we're on the internet. I got an email address." Um, but then slowly and slowly, they just kept adding more cool stuff. And then YouTube dropped in 2008, right? But before YouTube, there was, like, Vimeo, there were some early web things, but E-Bombs World, that was more like fail videos. But YouTube, man, YouTube is a giant now, but it's still relatively new. But isn't it great? Free video hosting, let people upload whatever the heck they want. Um, and then now we have this library of just videos on whatever topic it is that you want, and we can all, sit around and listen together on live streams with old time radio content. It's a great thing, and I'm grateful for it. Okay, I keep going down. I keep getting distracted by the comments. It's always fun chatting with you all. But I think this is where we're going to end it. Thank you all for tuning in tonight to our Members Choice stream. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for all that you do to make this what it is. It's enjoyable for me, and I appreciate that. And I wish you all a great evening. Hope to see you back Friday morning at 9 a.m. when we listen to episode is it 203? Are we at 203? I think it's episode 200 something. So of Dragnet. Until then, be good and have a good time. Ciao.